Hey guys, welcome to Charcoal Chiaroscuro Portraiture. So these are the exercises that we'll be doing in class. So we're going to get started. What you're going to have is a pencil. You'll have a thick piece of charcoal and a thinner piece of charcoal. We're going to start by learning how to shade with the charcoal pencil and also draft a portrait. The first drawing, we are going to lightly sketch the initial draft in pencil and then come in and shade. So in this first box, we're going to start by drawing an oval in the upper fourth corner of the box. And you can just draw on your paper a box to fit the figure in if that makes it easier. I'm going to draw kind of a line for where the neck is going to be, just really simple shapes to begin with. Now I'm going to draw about, if we think of this oval as divided in two, about 1/3 of the way here, I'm going to do a curved line, ever so slightly curved around the oval. So this is about 1/3 of the way across the oval if we're looking down. And then 1/2 down the oval, I'm going to do a line. And this line is going to be a little bit at an angle. And this is going to show us where the eyes are going to be. So about halfway down. And actually, on this reference, I'm going to move these down even further. So that will be where the eyebrows are. This will be where the eyes are. And then from the eyes to the chin, or from the eyebrows to the chin actually, I'm going to divide this area in two. So I'm just going to put a line there. That's going to be the bottom of the nose. And about 1/3 of the way up from the eyebrows, if the hairline down is 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, I'm going to draw a line for the hairline. And here I'm going to just quickly box out the main shapes. Okay, so I'm creating an eye notch here, moving up this way for where the nose is going to be. Now the sides of the nose are going to align with the inner corners of the eyes, so just moving up from there. We're not going to go into too much detail here. The eye to the side is going to be a little bit smaller since we're seeing it in perspective. Now I'm going to just sort of carve the side of the face here. And then if we divide this area from the nose to the chin in 3, the lips are going to be centered around the upper third, not directly under the nose, but slightly more towards this side of the face. The sides of the lips are going to align with where the middle of the eyes would be. And now I'm going to just carve out the cheekbones and jawline, the ear, add a little bit of texture to the turtleneck that she's wearing, and the hairline. I'm going to make this shoulder a little bit more pronounced, and her expression a little bit more dramatic, a little bit less happy. Okay, and now I'm going to use my small charcoal for shading. You can break off pieces of charcoal for this. And I'm going to start by blurring my eyes and just trying to see light and dark. So I'm going to block out the dark areas with charcoal, using my charcoal on its side. So we've got one side of the face. we've got the eye area. I'm just going to hatch a little bit here. I'm going over the entire eye. I'm gonna get the hair. Using the side of my charcoal just to get a few sort of strands. And now I'm going to work my way into the turtleneck. And use the side of this to shade in with a bit of heavier pressure to make it a little bit darker. Now I'm going to lightly, with lighter pressure, shade around the portrait. Okay, and using either my hand or a little bit of paper towel, I'm going to start smudging. Oh, I just realized I forgot the side of the nose. I'm just going to hatch that in. Willow charcoal is very soft, which means that it can lift off the page more easily than compressed charcoal. And the good thing about willow charcoal is you can just sort of build it up. So we're starting with a very light layer. If you want harder, kind of more stylized lines, you can get some compressed charcoal, which is a little bit heavier weight and sticks to the paper a little bit more. Okay, now that I've put those marks down, I can start to reinforce some of these details. So I'm gonna make these eyebrows a little bit darker. The area just over the eyes. The eyes themselves will have like a little bit of a pupil. Emphasize that upper lip. And the little shadow underneath the lower lip, as well as the chin. We're not going to go into too much detail here because we're working quite small. So this is just the warm-up for our longer drawings. And to make this a little bit more luminous, I'm going to emphasize the core shadow on the cheekbones. We'll learn about that in class, what the core shadow is. And using the side of the charcoal, adding in some more dimension to the hair. And now we're probably not going to do this in class, but if you are doing this exercise at home and you have some white chalk, you can come in and actually, if you're using toned paper, create some highlights as well. And I'm just going to darken up the area around the chin to cut away at the space where I've kind of gone over. So the thing to remember with charcoal is, and shading in general, painting as well, is that you can get rid of things not just by erasing them, but by looking at the negative space around them and making that a little bit darker. Okay, so we'll leave it there because in class we'll do a longer exercise. And so this is our first charcoal portrait with shading.